Guys, my name is Tony. You're watching Faith and Coffee Bean. Hey guys, this is a completely live impromptu video. There's no other way to say it. If you hear dogs bark, wife be like, "Hey, honey," you know this is live. So if you watch this later on, guys, definitely know you're watching something live. Y'all, I am a big coffee geek. If you are new to my channel, and if you are a coffee geek like me, I'm gonna ask you hit that subscribe button. You know, you are amongst friends. Coffee is my kind of passion, hobby, uh, addiction. No, I'm just joking, you know. I love coffee. I've shared this before a lot of times, but I do like to share. Back when I was in college, I worked in a cafe. I got the bug, and I've always loved coffee ever since. There's just no other way to say it. You are looking at my work at home office. This is my coffee corner, and this is just a little fraction of kind of what I have set up here. Y'all, I got a lot of espresso machines. I really like to focus on things that are very affordable, because, guys, I'm kind of a cheapskate. I don't mean that in a bad way. I like finding a good bargain. You know, there's a lot of folks out there that are awesome, and I love watching their YouTube channels, and they focus on some really cool high-end stuff because it's really more of that like espresso cafe, or even more than just like a home hobbyist. I am definitely a home hobbyist. There's no other way to say it. You know, I'm not Mr. Coffee Professional. That's the good guys like James Hoffman and all the guys with the big YouTube channels. I'm a small YouTube channel guy. I'm a just hanging out dad in my work at home office. So needless to say, full disclosure out there, you know. So anyway, I kind of started this channel just because I really love, connecting with folks. And every now and then what's cool is I get like, yeah, brands and stuff who reach out to me. My wife also has a YouTube channel, and she's one of those Amazon influencers. So it's really cool. Sometimes I get new stuff, and this is kind of like an Amazon haul of some of the most recent things I got, and I kind of want to do it as a live unboxing and then make some espresso. So I'm using my Gemini 3006L, and it's a lot like the Turrent Legato. So if it looks familiar, it's because they're the people that actually make that, and also for the Apex Meat Coffee. I'm going to be using, I don't know if I'm going to be using my uh, Chardor 64 millimeter grinder today, or if I'm going to be using one of my other grinders, but we'll definitely do that. But let's get right to the unboxing. And this one's kind of interesting, okay? So if you look at the name, it looks like a feilair. um, I have my flair spelled differently. So, but yeah, that's a different thing. There's some of these folks that are on Amazon, that they really have some cool stuff at a really good budget, but they have very interesting names, needless to say. And then I try to do research on the companies. There's not a lot of information out there. You guys all know what I'm talking about. But I wanted to start off with this because this, I've already taken a look at it. Big spoiler. Um, this is a really good tamper that's very cost affordable, and it's very budget friendly. So let me go ahead and get this opened up. They make this in a 51 millimeter, a 53 millimeter for Breville, 51 for, let's say, DeLonghi or Casa Brews. Basically a lot of the budget machines work with the 51, 58 millimeter and 0.35. So it's a little size, which is great, because what it does is if you have an E61 group head like I happen to have right here, it fits really well on top of it. So this is what's really cool. There's not a lot of play in this. And this is what I really like about this one, okay? So let me show you just a couple other really good tampers so you could kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is a tamper I just got from iCap, which is awesome. If y'all like that, go to my Amazon storefront. Like I said, I share that with my wife, so there's my stuff and her stuff on there. And then here's a really good one I love. This is my uh, MH Bomber one. So why similar? Because what they all provide is they provide 30 pounds of pressure. They're spring loaded, and there's a kind of a lip that's on all of them. Okay, there's that. Here's the lip right here, and it's self-leveling. So what that's going to do is it's going to give you, when you're doing your espresso, a very even tap. Because a lot of times what happens is, I was trying to see if I happen to have a tamper that's not like that. I have one right here. I have so much gear. It doesn't have that. A lot of times when people are first starting off, they might tamp at an angle, or you're using the forbidden tamper, the good old plastic tamper. Don't do this. Throw that away. Uh, or just do what I do. Use it as a coffee scoop. I got like 3 or 4 of these things just lying around. But not to say that a tamper like this this is not a bad tamper. This is a good tamper. This one's also spring loaded. But having that extra lip is a really good thing because it gives good dependability. It means you're always going to have the same stuff happening. So the other thing is, because it's spring loaded, and there's a lot of ones that say they're spring loaded, but I want you guys to listen to this. Listen. Ooh, that's the magic. So that's a force feedback. There's actually a spring that what that means is as you're putting down pressure, that 30 pounds of pressure is released when the spring, right at that pressure point. So that's being done. And I'm going to be really honest, guys. All these kind of mimic one that started it all. That's that force tamper. Force tamper is typically about $200. I've yet to get one in my coffee corner. I would love to, but I've said this before, guys. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Fred. I'm really cheap. I like funny, affordable things. Spending $200 on a tamper is kind of crazy to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're one of those people, awesome. I just don't have that in my budget. I would rather buy a grinder or another machine or something. But yeah, so if you want to have some, it's really good quality, this is a really great option for you. So this actually comes where you can take this apart. I'm going to just show you the inside a little bit, just because I think it's just very well constructed, super easy. I didn't see inside if there was any additional springs, but if you go with something like iCap, there is additional springs if you want to change that down to the 15. I love this. I've been using this for the last 2 months or so. No, I'm sorry, last month. I just got this one about 4 weeks ago, and I love it. Y'all, this is one of my favorite tampers. This one I've been using for about 6 months. So happy with it. This is another really great tamper again. That is by MH Bomber. So, coolness, right? So if you're looking for something that's not going to break the bank, that's really high quality, again, the name on it is Flair, but it's not spelled the same. Felair. Like, maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I kind of think that might have been intentional. Who knows? But yeah, I dig it. So we'll use that today. Okay, for sure. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a really cool kit that I just got. And then we'll unbox the last thing here in just a moment. But so this other kit that I'm going to go ahead and unbox for you is pretty awesome. So this is called, this is by a company, I might be saying it wrong, Type Espresso Accessories. And again, they're found on Amazon. Guys, a lot of this you're going to see in my Amazon links. So like I said, go to my Amazon link page if you're looking for links. Plus, I put them into the description. And this is really cool. So this is a complete set. This would be for like someone starting off. And I like to think of this kind of more as like a good budget setup, because this is the reason why, y'all. A lot of budget espresso machines, and the king of budget espresso machines, in my opinion, is the ECP DeLonghi. It's 51 millimeter. I also have right over here next to me a Hybrew HB10 that's 51 millimeter, and I have a Gevi that's a 51 millimeter right next to me as well. This kit is perfect for that. So inside you're gonna get puck screen, so that's awesome. you're going to get this really, really cool basically funnel. So the funnel is going to fit right on top of the portafilter. Just trying to get it open. And I'm going to grab a 51 millimeter portafilter so I could show y'all. So here's the funnel. It's metal construction, has magnets. That is definitely really good. Let me, ooh, I have a 51 mil, but I have stuff sitting on top of it. Okay, so here is one of my big boy shot 51 millimeters. This is a quad shot, 4-shot espresso basket that I could put up to like 22 grams or so into it. Let me make sure it's nice and clean. Right there, it goes all the way to the bottom. And again, this is for the DeLonghi. This is ECP DeLonghi. But what's nice about this one is that it does have the magnets. And as you can see, it's not necessarily falling off. So that's really cool. Okay, set that aside here. Inside, you have a proper tamper, very well weighted. Again, this is not a spring-loaded tamper. This is a very traditional tamper. Let me show you how it fits in. There's not a lot of play, which is good. That's what you want. So good tamper right from the get-go. And then inside, I'm probably going to end up using this a lot. There is a WDD tool. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you were just starting off with espresso, you need a WDD tool. 110%. A really great way to make better coffee. You got to do your WDT. And here is the actual tool itself. And then inside, they have the oh, I guess it's a holder. Once you open up the package, they actually have the springs. Excuse me, the spring-loaded little basically needle points to go onto it. Now, I'm not going to put the whole thing together just yet, but I'm going to put this together and use it. Using it in my kitchen, and I'm going to let my son use it. So I was really, because I really needed another good WDT tool. My favorite go-to WDT tool is this bad boy. This is a Lightning distributor from MH Bomber. So that's a really good one. I'm really hoping to get another one like this from iCap, because they just came out with one not too long ago. But I'm stoked because I want to try that one. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool kit. It's about $25 on Amazon. Right now, there's a 10% off code. So you're looking about $20 for all of this. If you're new to espresso and you have an ECP DeLonghi Hybrid H10B, this would be really, really great addition. This would be a good way to start. So if you were starting off fresh and you're looking for a lot of good price gear, or something just kind of a starter kit, I would definitely consider that a good little starter kit. So let me go ahead and put my portafilter back for my ECP, and then we'll start brewing up, pulling a shot, because I got to pull a shot when I do lives. And then I want to show you the last thing I'm going to be unboxing. So the last thing I'm unboxing is a really great and a very well-priced digital scale. That is another, if you are beginning, having a scale is so important, and then having one that is accurate and really can get down to that nitty-gritty small level is really good. I just got this one from the same company, and I've been using it pretty consistently. But so this company, their name is called, again, hopefully I'm not mispronouncing it, which is a problem I have. TIPRE? I'm sorry to the company. But so this is what's kind of cool about this. This company is a professional scale company. They make scales for the packing and shipping business. Like if you are industrial style scales, and they're starting to get into the coffee space. And I'm so excited because the last one they sent me is so cool. This one is really neat. So this is a $29.99 scale. It's very affordable. I spilled some coffee on it earlier. So we will test how durable it is when it comes to the waterproofing. But what is really interesting about this is that there's actually flow control in here. So you could actually use this to kind of test the flow when you're doing pour overs. So that is really awesome. and that is very helpful. My dye fluid scale that I use cost about 150 bucks. So for this to do that for $29.99, and then the fact that also I think there's a discount code currently with it is really awesome. There's no other way to say it. It's just really, you're getting a lot of bang for the buck. And this is its cousin, coming around the same price. They're both pretty much right about the same price. They're USB-C Type-C scales, and I really love that. Almost all the scales I use now are USB Type-C because I love the fact I don't have to worry about, do I have batteries? I could just charge it and go. But I really love the profile on this thing. Let me go ahead and get it activated. It's very sensitive, up to like a tenth of a gram. I really love the coloring on it. That's definitely really cool. Again, the one up here is by the same company. The difference between the two is that this one has in the middle, this is like a flow meter. And I'm very interested to put this on and pull a shot and see how that looks. So very cool. I'm going to go ahead and use the scale as well to measure out my beans so we can pull a shot. And yeah, totally cool. Yeah, live about 3 or 4 times a week. This week has been one of those, in the department head of a kind of a commercial insurance company. And I don't know about y'all, but there's just some weeks where you're just like, oh man, this has been a hard week. And I'll tell you guys, this has been a hard week for me. Uh, and I don't know where your days is at, or uh, how you're doing, or all that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you guys, sometimes what I really love about my little coffee corner is it's my way to get away. There's just no other way to say it. My way to get away. I love coffee because, yes, it gives me caffeine. I'm gonna go ahead and do a good as gold Nicaraguan. We'll start it off with that. But it's just a great hobby because sometimes I just need to tell myself it's time to take a break. And the truth is, we all need stuff like that in our lives. And if coffee's like that for you, that's awesome. You know, sometimes you need to take that break. Sometimes you need to walk away from whatever you're doing and just take a little breather. Breathe in. If you're a person that prays, pray. If you meditate, meditate. I call my channel Faith and Coffee Bean because when I started kind of getting into coffee was in my college years, and I used to be a minister, and I ran homeless shelters and a lot of like drug rehabilitation program type things out in New York City, and soup kitchens for a couple years after 9/11. And I got to meet a lot of really cool cafe owners that would actually donate their food, excess food at the end of the day to our organizations. And, you know, I worked in a lot of like Christian coffee houses because that was just kind of the nature of what I did. So it was really cool, you know. And sometimes, I don't know, I just equate making my coffee with just being able to just do something for myself and chill out. And that's a good, if that is coffee's your outlet, I think you chose a good outlet. So maybe you're like me, but that's how I see it. So I'm going to go ahead and do some WDT. And then I might go ahead and put this on my good old faithful 64 millimeter flat. I just realized I have a 20-gram IMS basket right now in there, and I've got about 18.4. So I'm going to actually put just a little more. I'm going to put it all the way to about 19 and a half. So I don't want to underfill it. Yeah, I love IMS. IMS is so awesome. Right from Italy. This is a competition grade convex basket. So it's a pretty cool one. So I'm at 20.2. I'll take that. A little bit higher than what I thought I was going to do. Give us a little mix here. After I do my WDT. And I don't know if you guys have watched it, but I actually did a video on this grinder and me swapping out the burrs on it. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this one. So because I put out the multi-purpose burrs in this one, I think that 10 is my true 0. So I actually think I'm going to do this at what I would consider like a 12 which would be about 22. There we go. This is a pretty big shot. And I want to go, actually, I'm going to go just a little bit coarser. Because I remember last time I did this, the pressure levels were a little high, but we'll see. We'll see where we come out today. Okay. I'm going to do it straight to portafilter. So I'm putting in my beans all at once. Do like to turn it on, but when I go straight to portafilter, I want to be able to not worry about that. Let's get our coffee beans ground up. Yeah, I just love, after putting in the multi-purpose burrs, I've been digging it. This thing's been giving some great results. It does go a little bit slower than the stock. Give us a little bit of a settling shake here. Oh, goodness, making a mess already. Okay. Yeah, this has been an amazing grinder. You cannot beat the price, even at what it is right now. I think it's like 160 something, even at that price. These things during the Amazon sale were going down to like 140. I know on Ollie and other platforms, you can get these things for about 140 pretty consistently. But of course, you got to take those sites with a grain of salt, with a grain of coffee. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go ahead now that we got that all in there. We're gonna do some WDT, do some puck prep. And let's pull the shot here. I cannot wait to try this thing out. So it does have on here a little thing. It says, don't put, the hot stuff directly on it. So you're definitely gonna want to use the included mat. The reason why you want to use that is it gives you something to grip on, and you definitely don't want to pour a bunch of liquid directly onto the scale, which can happen from time to time. If you are using a budget-friendly machine, it doesn't have, most budget-friendly machines do not have a three-way solenoid. So what that means is once you pull your shot, and I'm doing some WDT here, when you pull your shot, the water's going to drip. So that's kind of the main purpose of something like that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use my new iCap distributor. Oops. Oh my goodness gracious. I tell you, today, I'm all thumbs. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just need some coffee. I'm all thumbs today. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, this distributor rocks. Look how smooth that is. Probably don't even need to spin it that much, but it's fun. Okay, and we're going to use the new Tamper. Okay. Oh, let me make. Remember, yeah, there we go. I just remembered that I had pulled the top off to show y'all. Interesting. I think that it's not doing its force because maybe I need to adjust it. Let me try some more time. Yeah, it's weird. The force, and I wonder if if I go like this, you could hear it, but I'm wondering if, there we go. I just had to adjust it. So that's that force feedback click. Okay, set that aside. Let's take a quick look, show y'all. Nice and pretty. Yeah, it definitely got down in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the puck screen right up top. Puck screen right up top. So 20. Let me go ahead and kind of push this up so you guys can see the scale a little bit here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get this shot pulled. This should be showing the flow. So it's ramping up. Definitely, I could go a lot coarser. Oh man, I hope I didn't choke it. Yeah, goodness gracious. I kind of felt like that when I was pushing down that powder. Yeah, it's barely coming through. What a bummer. Yeah, guys, this is called choke shit anymore. I am really bummed out about that. That's okay. I still am kind of trying to figure out these beans on this machine over here. And I kind of thought to go a lot coarser. And earlier I had pulled a shot the other day with these, and I definitely went coarser. Ooh, whoa, wow. Sometimes it takes something like that. I don't even know why I did that. Oh, goodness. Wow. But yeah, guys, that was way too fine. And when I was pushing down that tamper, I noticed that was one of the things because I had to do that adjustment, was telling me that was going way too compact. So again, these live videos, guys, sometimes it's a little bit of dialing in. Let me get this out really quick. Yeah, nice and clean because it really didn't get wet. Oh man, I really hate when I do this. I mean, basically, yeah, that's not a good sign. When you have a boiler system that the group head's nice and hot, and you pull a shot like that, it's just not good because then you're clogging up your basket, and yeah, it's just a little more cleaning. Yeah, it's never fun. That's a bummer, but that's okay. That's learn by my mistakes, guys. Learn by my mistakes, my friends. All righty. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time, and that's okay. I'm more bummed about losing that coffee. You know, coffee's precious to me. You know, a lot of times, even if it's not the perfect shot, every now and then I get someone, and it's not a bad thing, guys, or gals, you know, it's like I'll get someone who watches these videos and they'll see a shot that I pulled and maybe it wasn't picture perfect, wasn't the Instagram worthy type of shot. And they'll say to me, hey, you know, you're off on this or off on that. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I actually like that type of feedback because it helps me learn and it helps other people learn. But sometimes, believe it or not, I will actually pull a shot just because I'd rather have a little bit of water still. I have a lot of respect for those who are the manufacturers, those who are the farmers. I've shared this before a couple times. My family had farms for a long, long time. We had different crops, not coffee. Yeah, we had strawberries and orange groves and all that. And I have really fond memories of going out with my grandfather and uncles to their farms, you know, kind of being a part of a harvest and all that. And when you know the hard work, folks, the things you eat and consume, I really do think it gives a big respect for those things. And I don't know, maybe it's that farmer mentality. Maybe my family's also Native American, California Native American. You know, I don't know if it's that my grandfather's old wisdom of not letting something go to waste. You know, no bean left behind as I spill some beans. Oh my goodness. You know, I think about that. Plus, I think there's kind of a benefit, something that what a lot of people might say, well, that doesn't fit the recipe. Give it a little taste. I've said this before, one of my favorite drinks on the planet. Some people consider it espresso, some do not. I love a Sprove. I love a big shot of espresso. And, you know, sometimes, or if I pull a shot like that, I might make a long black out of it or Americano, and I'll give it to my kid or I'll drink it later. You know, I mean, that's kind of thing. No being left behind. No being left behind. No waste. Or as my wife would say, I'm too cheap. One or the other. Goodness. Okay. So I went ahead and I did make this a lot cooler. We should be pretty good to go. These beans, I do take a grinder. I do need to go a little bit coarser. I hope I didn't go too far, but we will find out. Okay. I'm constantly trying out new beans, so I'm always trying to dial in my stuff. And that's okay too. Dialing in means you're honing your craft. Okay. Let's put that over here. This should be a lot faster, even going to that grind setting. Yeah, I could see it being a lot coarser, just even with it coming out of the chute. Smells so good. And guys, I just want to say a big thank you and a big shout out to anybody who's my channel. I'm gonna tell you guys, I really appreciate it so much. There's been a lot of new subscribers lately, and always feel free to reach out to me on Instagram with any questions or leave comments below. Uh, I learn so much by answering questions, and it is really the reason why I started this channel. It was really just to kind of connect with you guys. I missed that. That was one of the things I loved about working in a cafe was kind of swapping stories with people and talking about, hey, this works best for me, and kind of hearing all that. And I love that community. I love that ability that the internet gives. And Instagram's a great place for that. I love watching people make great shots. I kind of joke sometimes I'm not making these Instagram worthy shots, but that's okay too. I get to watch yours. Other thing is, I love to watch everyone else do latte art. I'm not the best latte artist, never have been, never claimed to be. But there's so many of you that really are really great at that, and I always admire it. I love the craft of it, so definitely cool. Send me your latte art on Instagram. All right, let's go ahead and do the distribution. That was perfect. And we hit it with a new tamper. Again, feilair. There we go. So definitely got the force feedback on that one. Let's go ahead and put puck screen up top. Yeah, there we go. I think this will be better. Okay. Now we could really test this out because, again, if you didn't catch it when I did the unboxing, this is supposed to have a flow meter on it in the middle. So that orange is supposed to be a flow meter. So let's test that out. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see how we do, y'all. So 20 grams in. Oh, yeah, definitely. And the flow is working. Oh, goodness gracious. That's cool. Yeah, definitely got that grind size better. 16. Okay, 32 and 21. I'll take it. And the flow rate was working. Yes, that's awesome. The fact that you could see it like that. Guys, this is $30. It's a $30, really cool. Wow, this is awesome. I'm blown away at this. The only other one that does this is my dye fluid. And then they also came out with a very affordable version that is called, what is it? Coffee meter? Yeah, I think it's something like that. I've done a video on it. Let's give this a stir. Wow. Yeah, way better results. Oh my goodness. I have a feeling this is going to taste good. Okay. Put this on the refractometer a little bit just to test it out. Okay. Uh, 13.82. Nice. Definitely espresso zone. Actually, pretty much above it. Wow. Let's give it a little taste here. Okay. So $30 scale. Flow rate. I dig it. Small. I like that. Cheers, everybody. Wow, that's a good shot. Very, very good. So this is a medium roast, but I'm gonna tell you guys this: if you get it, it tastes more dark. I have been having a lot of light roast lately, but definitely tastes way more dark. Very deep, rich chocolate. Very molasses. It kind of reminds me of, in a good way, like a stout beer, almost like a Guinness. The Guinness of coffee. Oh, Salanja. Mm, definitely really good. Yeah, I dig it. Definitely cool. Y'all, I'm super happy about the scale. I'm going to be putting this up, a review on Amazon for it. So if you guys want to see that later on, again, check out my Amazon storefront page. Like I said before, I always share that with my wife. So if you ever see some cool houseware stuff, that's her. She has a home decor channel. So yeah, guys, I definitely appreciate it. And like I said before, I really appreciate everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, guys. It really, truly does. I do this to connect with y'all. It means the world to me. I know sometimes you hear YouTubers talk about that, but I am definitely the small YouTuber guy. You know, I do this to really connect with y'all. And always send me a message. If you guys have any questions, I'm always down to take a look at that. You know, if you're not already, follow like Han's Coffee channel, Tom's Coffee Corner. If you're kind of getting new into coffee, or you're like me, it's been a long time. You know, I got into coffee 20 years ago, and being a barista in the early 2000s, I was like 2001, 2002, when I was working in a cafe. Way different than now. I'm in my mid 40s, and now I feel like the old fart, even though I'm not. You know, with the young guys and gals in the cafe, you know, the current college kids. I'm like, yeah, I can be your dad. But for 20 some years, I made a lot of pour overs and a lot of, you know, V60s here at home, but I didn't make any espresso because I thought I had to have this top tier Italian machine. And guys, if you are just getting into coffee, like I said, I have a lot of reviews, a lot of budget machines. Pretty soon, I was actually hopefully thinking maybe this weekend or following week. If you guys want to see it, let me know. Yeah, coffee time, Steve. I was thinking about putting all my budget machines in a row and kind of talking about all of them, kind of doing like an overview guide of like what are some of the best budget machines, and you know, hey, this is the cheapest and it'll do what you need, but maybe this has the bells and whistles. If that's something y'all would like to see, leave a comment below, let me know. I think I have about 10 budget machines now, and I do have budget grinders. I was thinking about doing the same thing for grinders at some point. I did a live not too long ago about that, but I was thinking about doing kind of a more of a regular video. Guys, let me know if that's any interest to you. I do have some really cool mobile coffee units that I'm going to be doing videos on pretty soon. I got this one. Is by one manufacturer, and I got another one by another manufacturer, and they're really exciting because they're all metal and like really good quality. So I'm super excited about that. So you guys definitely keep make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification, all that YouTubey stuff, so you see those videos. Hey guys, you have a wonderful week. Today is Thursday. It's almost Friday. Like I mentioned, I've had a pretty hard one with work, and this is my outlet. So I really appreciate y'all being a part of it. Have a good one, okay? Almost there. It's almost the end of the week.